Welcome to Health Hits Experience, the smell in the air right before it rains, cats and dogs and frogs. I'm the librarian, Brittany Lee, and welcome to the show. If you missed us, put a comment in the Twitch chat or in the VOD, because guess what? We love you. Thank you.
Aww.
We love a little comment. I love a little comment. A little comment, give me a smooch on the forehead. I deserve it. Okay, we are going to jump right back into where we left off with the main show. And that's what we're going to rock and roll with today. So, unless anybody has any objections to the union of me and the story, we shall begin.
No.
Okay, great.
Go for it. Get married.
Hold your peace. Okay. Our 4 renegade fairies are in the imagination factory. Without their knowledge, Tenerife and 2 have caused a fuss. Tenerife using the king's password and 2 setting off the silent alarm due to his current state. Assisted by a foreman named Martini, they make their way to the raw imagination storage while Hackenslash and Broker use a stolen Inspirer's mount and pass to get in through the top. The 4 of you made it to the floor above the storage area, but were stopped by Martini with a clipboard in hand. She dragged Tenerife off to her office to look at all the records they had requested, and Tenerife had shot a look over their shoulder, accompanied by a small hand wave. There are many doors ahead of you, and fairies are bustling in and out of most of them. The doors that aren't being used are blocked by powerful barrier spells, one that is a deep wine red and one that is an olive green. I'm gonna try to set the mood. We'll see if my buttons work today. Whoa, what a mood.
Okay. Yeah, it's a factory.
It is a factory.
There's people upstairs dropping stuff.
There's stuff, yeah, everything's happening. And so this is where we find ourselves.
So, I guess Tan's probably gonna be busy for a while then.
I would assume so.
Good to see you again, by the way.
Yeah, you guys made it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of doors that are already open, and there's 2 doors that are covered with barriers that
Yes.
are not being used right now. We already figured out there's no signs on anything.
Yes.
So I guess, firstly, can we see through the barriers?
It's a barrier spell, so it's blocking a door.
Okay, so there's a door behind it, and then
Yeah, like a wiggly, bubbly spell, magical, shimmery, just 2 different colors.
Well, so, my thought process is there's probably something important behind those, but you ever dealt with a barrier spell before?
Kind of. Not really, like a little bit, but not really.
This is true.
Fair.
The last barrier spell we encountered was Tenerife making a barrier to hold the bug fighting ring in. So you've seen it in use recently.
Do we know if barrier spells can be broken by conventional means, or are they completely impervious to, like, blunt force?
I think that's the question for any imagination. So,
Can we overpower imagination?
let me ask you this first. Which barrier spell door are you attempting to go in?
Are we feeling wine or olives?
The red one, I think.
Why are we trying to break through this door?
Because all the other doors are currently being used by a lot of bustling workers, and these 2 look important. Also, there's not that many people around us right now, so this would be a nice way to kind of,
So, all right, so forgive me, but we came in here on the premise that you and Tenerife were conducting an inspection,
Yes.
Why don't you take one of these bustling workers here and say, I'm part of the inspection team here, and what's behind those doors right there? So we know what's the point of busting into them.
Oh, wait,
I-
that's true.
I could try to do that. Yeah.
All right, well then give me just a second to write 2 things then.
Do you need names?
No, oh no. That's not the issue there, folks. The issue is that I'm putting aspects on the scene like a good Fate GM.
Like a good neighbor?
No, I'm a
No.
terrible neighbor.
Oh, well, okay.
Okay, so if I'm gonna write things, I'm gonna write things.
Green.
So those are aspects on the scene right now as far as the doors. Those are the specific doors.
I mean, there's no chance we could just walk through the green one because it's green, right? Like a stoplight. Just checking.
That fairies have.
Listen, in my elementary school, we had a lot of the stuff you've described in this library, and we also had a giant fucking stoplight right in the middle of the lobby for some reason.
That was in our cafeteria.
I remember having that in a cafe.
Yeah, because it was the noise. Fucking. Anyways, we could go into
So
louder
it
noise.
was terrible.
it makes sense that us fairies would have seen such a thing.
Fairies would know what it. I think the knowledge.
No context for.
The context is gone, but by any means, I'm just
No, there's weird colors up there.
yanking your chain. Whichever door you'd like to walk in.
I mean, I could definitely.
We can ask Mel.
Yeah, just looks around and tries to get the attention of one of the fairies. Like,
Excuse me.
I'm gonna make it so that you have to overcome. I'm just gonna do a passive opposition here to grab somebody's attention. Overcome a 4.
okay.
Like everybody is working, they're
Yeah.
busy, they
And
don't
you're
know
small.
who they don't know
And
who
I'm
you are, and you're
small.
small. Yeah, absolutely.
what
so
would that?
you can overcome this with whatever skill you think is necessary.
That one actually ran away earlier too. So,
So just don't use it. What are you rolling?
could I say rapport?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll allow it.
So that's gonna be a 4 for rapport.
Okay, so at a tie, you overcome with a minor cost. So what's this minor cost? If
They
you-
run into me.
Okay, that's. I mean,
Tumbling.
that's.
No damage, just kind of like.
Yeah, I think maybe what it does is this run-in puts them between you and the door,
Okay.
and now you're not in a group anymore. Like
Okay.
it bounced you here,
Further away.
and then so we've got the
We
two.
pushed up against the wall.
Yeah,
You had to like chase after him a little bit, and so now you're like a zone away or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, you're kind of far away.
Howdy, and did he go on a conveyor belt? What happened?
It's a big fairy that barreled into you. You're at knee height for this fairy
Yeah.
or whatever. And then looks down and is like, "Oh, I'm so sorry.
No,
Are you okay?
it's fine. I'm used to it.
You're used to being run over?
I'm tiny.
That's
and-
not very efficient."
Well, I'm here to. I just have a few questions for you because I'm part of the inspection team that's here right now. And
You'll have to talk to the foreman.
do you know where the foreman is right now?
Probably in her office. Martini's usually there in her office.
Well, would you at least be able to tell me what these 2 barriers are for?
They're to keep the doors closed.
Yes. What's behind each door that's being closed? Why is it being closed?
Why they're to keep the doors closed? Yeah.
Why are they being held closed though?
'Cause we're not supposed to go in them.
I do understand that. Do you know what's behind either of those doors?
Well, we're not supposed to go in them.
So you don't know what's behind.
I imagine rooms.
Yes. Do you know what's in those rooms?
Imagination, I imagine. Ooh, I like that. I imagine imagination. Yeah.
Have you seen anything like a little bit more like going slower, just a little bit off, or is everything working as it should?
What?
Well, sometimes things go a little bit slower, a little bit faster than usual. Has everything been running the same speed? Has it been working as it should?
What's moving slow? The machines?
Yeah.
Well, I don't work on the machines.
Well, where do you work?
I move the bags.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And then just stands there.
Remember we were talking about those guys going on the smoke break? That guy's definitely part of that crew.
You're giving him too many brain cells.
Walks around them back to.
Oh, okay, goodbye, little guy.
Thank you for your answering of questions.
Yay, I get a good grade.
Yep, you got a wonderful grade.
Hooray, I'm gonna go tell Martini.
I went to high school with at least 10 of him.
Yeah.
I gotta entertain myself somehow. Okay.
I did the barrier spells, by the way, are they like just like solid walls?
Yeah,
Or-
I
okay.
mean,
they're not
it's-
gonna like zap you if you touch them or anything, right?
Do you want them to?
I want to touch them.
Want to poke them?
I want to see what they feel like, 'cause I don't think I've really like been up to a barrier spell directly in at least a while. I don't know what these are like.
Yeah, I mean, I think the past couple ones I've described. Now again, let me say this too. Everything that's a common use spell is still not going to be the same every time, because that's the point of the magic of this world, is that everybody makes it their own.
Right.
There are certain spells that get used frequently because it's like, this is easy, this is a convenience, I saw my mom's grandmother's cousin do it, and now it's really like, oh yeah, that's a good spell. Right. And then there's stuff where you're like, I just made it up and this really worked, and I never used it again. So the idea being it's unique.
Right.
However,
I would imagine if it's just there to keep the employees from going in rooms they're not supposed to go into, it's probably not going to kill them.
no,
I would hope not.
Because
No.
OSHA would definitely get involved then.
Fairy
Yeah, fairy
OSHA. Oh
OSHA.
man. Ugh, they're a nightmare.
Can't trust those guys.
Um,
The rules are really weird.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm picturing it feeling like glass or like just like a very solid wall. It's very clearly like something in front of the door, but it's a barrier spell. It holds things in.
I mean, so we have two basically locked doors here that we don't know what's behind them. We assume it's probably imagination, but there's bags of the stuff laying all over the place here. Do we want to
Right.
go trying to batter it down with everybody here watching, or do we want to just move on with our day?
Well, the problem is, from what we've seen at least so far, we haven't really seen anything, I don't know, I don't know exactly what's ordinary here, but anything out of the ordinary. It's just
Right,
kind of
right.
been a lot of people carrying on a lot of bags and throwing them in a lot of machines. And I don't know, I assume the bottles of stuff come out somewhere. There's probably taps or something. But as far as I can tell, everything seems to be going normal. This is the first thing that's been, like, pretty clearly blocked off.
Right,
That's
but it
out
doesn't
of
seem
the
like it's
way.
unusual that it's blocked off. It doesn't seem like this is something new. It's just that they're
No.
not supposed to go in those rooms for some whatever reason. You know, it's
But-
managers only or something. But here's the thing, right? If everything seems to be working fine here, we don't see any kind of evidence that the production has been slowed. Yes, then that means that the delays that they're experiencing elsewhere are happening after it leaves the factory. Is that what we should take away from this?
Without further information, maybe. But on the other hand, maybe they're storing it somewhere in here that's not being shipped out. It could be made here, and then they go throw it in some back room to be sent somewhere else. Which is kind of why I'm curious about these two doors.
I see.
And now this is going to sound really fucking stupid, but there's not a chance that you can just walk through that door because you're wearing red, right?
I mean, I don't know.
They're color-coded. Do you want to try?
Sure. Yeah. I'll go up to it in the greatest British soccer hooligan manner. I'm going to go and give a big headbutt to the door there.
What's going?
I wanted to give
roll
it a try.
me roll me a fight.
The other faehead, they didn't know what was going on.
Right, that makes sense. I told Hack that maybe he can walk through the door because he's wearing red. I didn't expect him to do what he's about to do.
That's going to be flat on the dice, so it's going to be a total 2.
Can somebody roll for me, please?
+1.
That's a shift of 3 damage.
Sweet.
So
So 3 physical.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a barrier. I think unless it's very specifically some kind of magical attack, it's gonna be a physical response, a physical stress.
Certainly.
I was just going to see if he could open it, like, with his hands. I didn't expect him to do that at all. That looked really painful.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
I
Okay.
sort of thought you were going to, like, try the handle.
Well, my hand's not red.
Oh, what if you put the hat over your hand?
Well, clearly the hat didn't make a bit of a difference.
Well, maybe.
But I
it's
didn't go through the barrier and hit the door itself, did I?
No.
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 Because if that were the case, then that would work.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Two's gonna look up to see like if there's any windows, vents, like anything up. No.
No.
So then my guess would be this is some kind of, I mean, what, personalized lock? Specifically designed for one person or another? Or maybe someone carrying something? A lot of this shit's like based on carrying stuff.
I mean, it'd probably be like, you know, a pass, or like they'd have a clearance or something, you know.
Probably the manager's break room when they have fancy ice sculptures and a chocolate fountain in there or something. Isn't that what managers have?
Cool.
I
Well, since we're still a little lost on this, I say maybe we come back to this. And for now, we should try to find the room where all the stuff actually comes out refined, right? We've seen where the bags have come in. We've seen
Yeah.
people putting them in the machines. We haven't seen where the machines emit whatever the final form is.
True.
So why don't we look for that? See if we can find like where it leaves the factory and maybe go from there.
We could also see if there's like any way to control any of the barriers around here.
Oh yeah, maybe there's levers. That would make sense.
As you're
buttons.
talking, so some of you, all of you, hear a sound behind the green barrier door. You hear a crash. You hear a whispered swearing and behind that door. And none of the workers are nearby. Like everybody's kind of in their own situation.
I mean, that
To
gives
lock
us
some-
reason
door.
to investigate the door, right?
Yes,
I
the
mean,
probable
Just walking
cause,
up
as they
to
call
the
it on
door.
the
yeah.
in the detective fiction area of the library.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea. All right,
We're
let's
here
go.
to inspect it.
Let's go see if we can open the door.
Cool.
Going over to the barrier. Well, sorry, the handle's a little tall for you. Let me get.
I would recommend not hitting it with your head.
I was thinking about hitting it with my sword.
Mm.
I can't imagine what the fuck that would do. I don't think this is like a real
Q's
thing.
gonna
was the last thing
angrily
you
reach
touched?
up and try to grab the.
I mean,
Yeah, he's like,
A mousetrap?
yes, correct.
Across the fucking library?
We don't want that's recommend standing back if you touch that, because I don't think that's moving.
I don't even know if the mousetrap is still there. That entire area got fucking destroyed.
It got scattered.
Yeah, it might be
Got
somewhere else in the
yeeted.
library. Or out of the library, which means it would be flying very far. Anyway, sorry, did we open the door? I got
No,
distracted.
it's a
Okay.
barrier.
Q's like moving his hand where the barrier is, and just like,
Yeah, nope. Nope, still a barrier.
I mean, should I try to break it? I can try. I'm not saying it's gonna go
There are people
well.
inside there who are whispering, yes?
Yeah.
Yell and say, hey, who's inside there?
I was gonna say to try to listen.
Hey, who's inside there? Are you supposed to be in that room?
And you hear a voice come through that says, official business, do not worry.
Yeah, about that. We're supposed to inspect, so we're a little more official.
That's right, open up.
We are here for an inspection.
And okay, perfect. So you say this at the door. There's a pause. You can feel kind of some tension through the door. The barrier comes down and the door opens, and you see standing in front of you a very tall but muscled, dark-skinned fairy with blue-black hair in a full Guards Fey uniform with transparent dragonfly wings that hang down their back. And they look at you.
I'm pulling my hat low, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Q's just kind of like
Yeah, great. And,
outwardly looking fine. Is like, yeah.
and says, under whose orders?
Well,
We are working directly for
Tenerife.
the captain of the King's Guard, Tenerife. I trust you know that individual.
They're here right now looking over some paperwork.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you want us to prove it, we can show you. They're in, what was his name? Martini? Martini's office?
Yes.
Well, I am currently acting captain of the King's Guard, so my authority is higher here.
Really?
Correct.
Acting on whose orders?
The king.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
That feels like something that Tenerife would want to know.
Or would have been informed about.
Tenerife has not been in the castle for many days. I am in charge.
Then what are you doing here?
I am acting on the king's orders. What are you doing here?
We are also acting on the king's orders.
Yeah. Well,
Let me see them.
No, Tenerife has them.
Well, yeah. We don't
convenient.
carry. We work with them.
Convenient.
Look, they're right over there. We just got to go that direction.
What's your name, guardsperson, so we can tell Tenerife that we met one of her subordinates who's now apparently taken it upon themselves to supplant Tenerife's authority.
Can 2 see either between or underneath this guy's legs?
big.
Like he's tall.
Big,
He's
big,
big,
big guy.
right?
Yeah, they're pretty tall.
Can I see like either between or underneath his legs
Their
and
legs,
what's
yeah.
going?
Their legs,
Their
yeah.
legs. Sorry. What's going on in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You look in. Roll me we'll say notice. And to see everything, we'll put it at a 2.
So that is a 2.
Okay. So I think the cost being you look into the room and this. I would imagine you would have some knowledge of Guards Fey like insignia.
Yeah.
There's a captain's bar on this
Yeah.
this fairy's uniform. This is a real uniform. And you look through and you see what looks to be a half-built lab, I would say. It's very clearly the idea was started and then kind of fizzled away. There's things that are in cabinets and on shelves, and nothing's really actively happening or working. This room has not been in use for a minute. But you also see 2 other fairies in there who notice you, I think, with this minor cost as well. There's a smaller fairy with pointed ears, sharp fingers, sharp teeth, and has almost scale-like skin texture. They're wearing dark but tattered clothing and is kind of giggling mischievously to themselves as they bounce around. There is a medium size and build fairy who is wearing a dark hood, who has a clear criminal marking over her eye, has blue eyes, blue tattoos on her face, pale skin. You kind of see nothing, no hair peeking through the hood, and wrapped hands. Has loose but plain clothing, and the longer you look at her it shifts in color a little bit. Nothing major.
Okay.
I was about to be like, a criminal marking. That's bad. And I was like, oh, wait.
Is it?
I have one of those.
King would never employ a criminal.
He would never. Well, okay, well, baby.
So as
So 2
I
super
see
sketchy
their-
guys.
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're talking to the guard. If there's anything
you-
you want to do,
yeah,
are you doing anything while we're doing that, or are you just looking?
Just watching.
Just
so,
looking,
yeah,
just
watching
watching.
them.
They also seem to be investigating, looking around. They're not necessarily like flipping tables or anything. They're like picking things up and putting down, and one of them picks up an elixir that's a weird color and goes, and puts it back down.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Did you say what your name was? I think I missed it.
Captain.
That's it? Just Captain? Not like a name?
They move a little closer to you, and they like flick your hat up, and like, should have guessed.
Oh, you got a problem with criminals?
No, I should have guessed that I was being, what's the word? Challenged
Dick?
again.
Oh.
That's just like eyebrow, but like not like
Look,
they don't challenge you on that one.
look. We were sent by the king to figure this shit out. We didn't know anything changed. So can you at least enlighten us on how and when and why?
Yeah, give us a bit of an update on what's happening back at the castle. We've been a bit incommunicado for a while.
And look, just full transparency here. We were hired because, the king knows we're kind of expendable and we're good to work under 10. If there's anything 10 should know, 10 should know it. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. I mean, look, I want to get my sentence done with, all right? I have no reason to try to pull one over on you. But I need to know what's going on.
Well, so roll. You know what? Roll me a rapport. I
Not
think.
good at that at all.
Or
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
empathy, maybe. Those feel like very similar. And I'm just gonna put this at a flat. I think 2.
I think so. I rolled. If it's either empathy or rapport,
Yeah,
I
either one.
have an unranked score for both of those. I don't think it counts as provoke because I'm not actually trying to piss them off.
No, you're not trying to.
I'm just
piss
being
them
honest.
Off. Yeah.
Can I use a fate point and use ex-con because
Yeah.
I'm just being honest about it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 3.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think there's an expression on their face that is you see a flash for a minute of perhaps a rivalry, and then it goes into an understanding as they look at all 3 and they're like doing mental calculations.
He should know who we are. We
Yeah.
weren't sent that long ago.
But we were
What?
sent in a secret.
Correct.
Yeah.
That
But this
no one will
this
know.
will let us know what he knows.
Yeah.
They
Them. Jesus Christ.
it's all fine. Gender is ambiguous.
Yeah.
So they take a minute, like not a minute, they take a beat and pinch the bridge of their nose and then step aside and let you in and usher you in. I assume all 3 of you go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they close the door and they raise the barrier again.
We see the other 2. Are they still there?
Yeah, they're like watching.
I'll just.
Two's been watching them the whole time.
Yeah,
It's just kind of
I think you're the one who's wearing the hood is hard to spot. She's hiding in the shadows.
Howdy. Didn't realize there was other people. Makes sense.
Yeah, I was watching him.
So this, very sharp features, like straightens themselves out a little bit, and then goes, I'm always chasing after them, regardless. No one, I have to assume that there's perhaps many groups at this point. We weren't told of any other unofficial groups being sent out. But if Tenerife is here, then perhaps there are other groups.
Oh. Oh. You're in the same position we are.
Perhaps.
Maybe investigating the same thing.
Perhaps.
How long ago were you sent away from the castle?
Recently.
How long's it been for us at this point? Like how many days? Do you remember?
Oh, that's a good question.
close to a week at this point.
Yeah, hang on. Let me see if I can find some notes. Because it's been like a day since the clock at least.
Like I hate to give this guy like information about us, but it might actually be our best bet.
Or fucks over royally.
Yeah, well, absolutely. If it gets back to the castle, we get screwed over. But I don't think
Let me
we're
look
gonna
up-
be, I
hang
don't think we're
on.
gonna be here long. And I investigate information, you know.
Where are my notes? When will they come back from war?
I don't think we can take him, to be fair. Like all of them.
Okay. You guys
I think we
left
get fucked over.
1, 2, 3,
Comes this lack of
4,
confidence.
Because there's 3 of them and 3 of us. and that one
5.
knows
So
fuck
you
they're
guys left
doing.
about 6 days ago.
All right.
And let me find the. Okay, so you left 6. Okay. So, yes, I don't know. Are you whispering off in the corner? Is that canonically happening?
No, this was above table.
Okay, great.
Two is only like,
Do you know how many other groups may or may not, like how many guards are still at?
I'm making a very big assumption here.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Might just be us two.
Right, right. So how long ago were you sent out?
Right. There's a certain level of trust that we need to have here.
Right.
And seeing as none of you have Tenerife with you, which they
We
have,
could go for a walk if you want to.
they have a tendency to wander.
Yeah.
I just need to know a few things.
Go for it.
Why would you have been asked, and what were you told?
All right. So about this, again, with the trust thing, from what we understand, this mission is kind of top secret. We're only telling you because we assumed you were in on it. Now, when it comes right down
Well,
to it,
hold on 1 second here. Hold on 1 second. You're wearing a guard's uniform, but you haven't given us a name yet. You said your name is Captain,
I was thinking that too.
but seems a bit suspicious that you wouldn't identify yourself. If we're going to be able to go and just tell Tenerife your name, and you're not going to tell us your name, that seems to strike me as though perhaps there's the slightest possibility that you might be an imposter. So, before we go any farther with revealing all of our plans and establishing trust, perhaps we should address that little elephant sitting in the corner of the room there.
And you look, and like their name tag is very clearly like visible.
It was dark.
It's dark. It was dark in the corner, but their name tag says Lawson on it.
Lawson.
Yes. You can address me as Captain.
Captain
How's Lawson?
Captain Lawson.
Lawson.
Oh my God. Yes, I am the guard. I help uphold the law.
Don't this.
Law.
I will say, if you have any issues with that, you bust out your phone and call Hannah.
Oh, no. I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it makes this guy just come across as a prick.
Oh yeah.
Guard captain. I'm going to put it in quotes in my notes.
Sure. If anybody cares, their aspect is acting captain of the King's Guard.
Yeah, I was actually curious to know, have I ever heard of this individual at all? Because, I mean, I was fighting against 10, like, years and years ago.
Sure, I don't see why not. I mean, I think it's you would have heard way more about Captain Tenerife, right? Captain of the King's Guard, who ended up being in the unit that was pursuing the smugglers that you ended up getting caught up in, right? So it would have been part of that story. I don't know how closely you would have paid attention to all the guards fae in the castle.
No, unless they were really sticking their noses in things.
Yeah.
I don't know if this one would.
No.
Not a royal guard, probably.
No.
And so I'm like, well, we can at least presume that you probably were sent out, you said recently. It takes a while to get here. So
Within the last week recently?
And you hear a voice from the corner goes, 4 days. Maybe a half, 4.5.
Which one is this?
The smaller one.
I'm going to peek around.
The
Yeah.
one's hiding in the
The one, no, not the one hiding in the
okay.
shadows. The one that's like kind of like gremlin-y around.
They just have like a 2. They have their own 2.
Their
Their name is 3 and we hate them.
You're not gonna like their name, and I didn't even think about it when I wrote this down.
Uh-oh.
But you gotta ask. And they like, I don't know, hide under a table when you look them.
Right. Okay. So 2 teams sent out pretty recently. I do believe I've heard of a Lawson, though I don't remember hearing much other than member of the Royal Guard.
Like, there's no noticeable change aside from like a very slow blink.
Totally didn't mean to insult, then
Yeah.
realized I was doing it, and then went, no, that's fair. Yeah,
That's
fuck
fine.
that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Good to know.
All right, so again, make sure I've got the timing right here. Captain of the King's Guard, Tenerife, is sent out on a secret mission. 2 days later, or 1.5 days later, within that 1.5 days, somebody else is named acting captain of the King's Guard, and then is also sent out on a mission. How do you know you've not been replaced and there's not a new acting captain of the King's Guard?
That's true. It's been more than 2 days.
Are you aware of the current whereabouts of the king?
The king was leaving when we spoke with him.
Okay.
And to answer your question, I don't, but Earl Grey has informed me that things are taken care of.
All right, then. So,
Definitely suspicious, though.
so what were you looking for in here? Maybe we've seen it and could help you find it.
Yeah. We're here to kind of, look, we're trying to figure out what's going on with the supply. There's some sort of problem with it, right? There's something going on. There's a lot of people that aren't getting it. What's happening there?
Is that
Is that what you were here to look at, or is that something else?
For someone who's probably been interrogated as many times as you have, you give out a lot more information when you're questioning someone than you should.
I want him to know what we're up to, because I want to know that there's a level of trust going on. Clearly, you are important to the king. Clearly, you know what you're up to. We want you to know that we are at your service, and maybe we get some information in return. I give a gift, maybe you give something back. That seem fair?
I'm just here for the ride.
I'm not telling the big shit at all. This is like something that was not the king. The king did not tell us to do that.
Yeah, that's so true. Actually, okay. I feel like this might be a little bit of a lie.
It's minorly a lie.
Minorly.
I'm telling
Yeah.
him something we were told to do. It's all connected to the king stuff,
Kinda.
but it's not the main thing.
It's not
like
the main
I'm telling him
thing.
about the side quest.
I wanna.
Bless you.
Gesundheit. I want to roll. You have roll a deceive, which means that Lawson is gonna roll and investigate against you.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Which, do not worry, they do not have currently.
1.
Okay. Well,
Can I assist?
do you have a deceive?
I do.
Yeah. You
Can
can
I
call it a
assist
teamwork
too?
roll. So
Yeah.
Oh, you have it as well?
Yeah.
So we'll just call it a teamwork and say that's a 3.
Okay. Great.
And then someone can roll for me. It's just
You wanna
flat
go?
on the dice.
No, but
No.
Yeah.
oh, that's a
Flat.
flat neutral.
Okay, great. So that's a positive 3. So yeah, so you convince Lawson certainly of this thing.
And you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Absolutely added to it.
Yeah.
You're like, why would you reveal our important
Our
information?
important information.
And not at all anything else that we're hiding.
And you like that exchange happens, and you see Lawson about to say something, and then like a thought crosses their mind, and they like shut their mouth. As you like, I imagine are like, what are you doing? The medium build fairy picks up something behind you, because like there are other things, and kind of like breaks something else again. And when you look over, they are like not happy about this. She's very clearly adept at picking up things, like more than that.
Better than
obviously.
us.
Yeah. It's trying to think of a way to explain it. So imagination in its purest form is just kind of a dust. And then most fairies consume it in a liquid or a solid form. There's some kind of something to it, substance to it. And on the table where she had been looking at things are what look like spells, but almost complete. So kind of almost similar to Blink's doohickeys, where it's like contained in something.
Who's gonna just go over to him?
She's holding a thing that's starting to like turn into dust as she's holding it.
Yeah. She walks over and just like looks
You
at
want
him.
to investigate
Yeah,
it?
sure.
Yeah.
I don't have to investigate, but
Yeah,
why
This is the
not?
one that also had one of the criminal markings, yeah?
Yeah, she's got one over her eye.
Oh.
3.
Okay, yeah. I'll say that gets what you need to get. What are you looking for?
Just like looking to see if it has a label in the shards, what it's doing,
Oh,
you know,
sure.
how it's interacting.
Yeah, on the table, there's a list, and the list has like a list of common spells on it, and there's really not a one-to-one label, but you get the impression that these were spells that maybe hadn't been made in the traditional spell-making way.
Okay.
So there's just something off about them.
Yeah, and we know, just to make sure we're on the same page, we know that Chimera is a type of imagination that's been refined wrong, right?
Incorrectly, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is also, I think, other ways that Chimera can be created or used, and it's a very rumor-based knowledge for
Nebulous.
yeah, nebulous, rumor-based.
And I don't think,
It's just
I wouldn't have really seen the stuff, like the like any sort of Chimera infused things, right? Just people?
people that had been
with
corrupted
it,
by it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Who's gonna try to lift one of
Lift
their-
one of it up?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Wait a
Absolutely.
minute. Wait a
Nope.
minute.
No.
No, I mean, this is Broker saying
Yeah.
this. It doesn't matter. You're already
Yeah,
doing
you're
it.
already
Already
doing
doing it would not stop.
Yeah, you pick up a spell, and we'll say you pick up a speaking spell, something that you're fairly familiar with. It's kind of a bubble-like thing that holds some kind of voice, something like that. And you go to lift it, and it kind of like does the same thing. There's like a shattering sound, and then it turns into dust as you pick it up. And the tall, medium-sized criminal fairy, she wipes the dust off of your hands, like off of hers and then off of yours, and then gives you a little pat on the shoulder, and then like slips back into the shadow.
I think I would imagine that the different types of smugglers and thieves would have had their own sort of thieves' cant, some kind of language that they spoke that sounded like normal conversation, where they slip in a few things. And I would attempt to, at least in some sort of form, ask this individual fairy kind of like, what are they doing to make you work for them?
And she doesn't respond to you, but the little imp creature is like suddenly at your ankle and goes, "Yeah, she doesn't talk much.
Yeah. What about you?
What about me?"
What are you getting out of this? I get the idea that you don't normally work for the kingdom.
I work for myself.
Yeah, I think a lot of us do.
Yeah. And then like zips around, just like starts to like do a little and is like out of the conversation.
Could I pull out an empty bottle and try to get some of the dust?
Sure.
Cool. Great. I'm gonna do that then.
Yeah. Yeah, you try, but it doesn't go in the
It
bottle.
doesn't go in the bottle. Is it just like slide off, or what does it do?
How much do you know about inspirers as two, not as the player?
I feel like 2 would know a little bit because 2 would have been like trying to figure out different ways to like get out, roam around and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'd looked in a little bit on it before deciding to go with just going straight to the Day Scout.
Day
because
Scout.
he does know that Inspirers tend to make the jump to Day Scout pretty often.
Not as often as you think. Perhaps you just like talked
Yeah.
to the 2 that did.
Yeah.
Like, this is a good career path.
2's assumption is.
Yes, correct. So inspirers, when they collect raw imagination, have very specific collection methods. That's the bag that you brought in on the beetle when you came in the first time. So they're very specific nets and bags and things for that collection method. Very rarely are they bottles.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Gotcha.
If you put 2 and 2 together, I think that's where we're at. It's a bright golden color. It's not inky or black or dark or like gooey. It's just magic, but in the wrong order, almost.
Assembled wrong.
Yeah, not even assembled wrong. It was like they tried to skip a step, basically.
Ooh, you miss a page in the Lego book.
Yeah,
And then the
yeah.
whole internal working falls apart.
Yeah.
going to pull out like a piece of fabric to try to make a makeshift like little pouch and collect some of it, and still doesn't work.
I mean, I would feel like based off of how specific imagination processing and collection
Yeah.
is, you'd need a very specific bag.
Two's still gonna try.
Got it. Okay,
Because
so
Two
you're
knows
just-
there's a bag.
You're like, oh, wrong thing.
vessel,
Wrong vessel.
obviously.
Got it.
So you have an incorrect spell that you're attempting to collect in a bag.
Yes.
In an incorrect bag.
An incorrect
incorrect
bag.
bag.
Yeah.
Yes.
That should work.
It's not even an incorrect spell anymore. Now it's just raw imagination again.
Okay, it fell apart. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Turned
yeah,
back to
just-
dust.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it still doesn't work.
It still doesn't. It doesn't.
So, giving this room like a quick look around now that we have this
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Is it just this table that has some spells that seem like they got fucked up somewhere? They were just built wrong, or is like the rest of the room look like? How big is the room first off?
Ooh.
I sort of imagined it was small, but then I realized it's probably not.
It's not large. It's not warehouse sized for sure, but it's like a, let's say, industrial kitchen size.
Okay. Gotcha,
Like it's a
gotcha.
laboratory, but like you
And
know,
then
enough room for
Is
things.
there more of this kind of thing, or is it just on that one area?
There's a couple like scattered about. As Chu saw, it's very clearly like half done.
Right. And is there anything else other than shelves with these things on it in this room? Are there machines in here?
Yeah, they're machines that.
Are they on? Or are they all off? Everything in here off?
Yeah, everything's off.
Okay. Dark, unused room. Storage space for fucked up spells, I guess. Okay. I mean, that doesn't seem inherently wrong.
Lots of paperwork around.
Yeah.
Are
Lots
there like
of paperwork.
notebooks, any notes or anything?
Yeah,
laying
sure. There's
around?
notes. There's notes
Cool.
and books and instructional manuals that are this big.
Oh.
Start looking through.
Yeah, you look
those.
through it. Absolutely.
Great.
You gotta roll me a 4 to get anything useful out of that.
And
Just like when you're assembling IKEA.
Yeah, really. It's
You have to
very
roll a
acute.
4.
Yeah. A 5 maybe. Also, you like everybody except for I assume Hackenslash kind of like broke off from their conversation with Lawson, who's just like,
We got distracted.
well,
Yeah.
you got distracted by that, and I started talking to the criminal.
yeah,
And Hack
yeah.
is just kind of trying to keep Lawson occupied, you know.
yeah.
You probably just have
Who's
chatting
not?
up.
I mean, like not having it.
Right. You know, with. All right, so, but then.
We're investigating, okay?
Yeah.
That's what's
all
happening.
right, but now this seems suspicious. He's just coming up with
Yeah.
just more and more stupid
Bullshit.
bullshit, suspicious things about, I don't trust that you're who you are because of this. Now I don't
Yeah.
trust that you're who you are because of that.
I think at some point Lawson loses their cool and does like a guard space spell on you. I don't know, shackles or whatever, something that's like very like stop. Like they
The
like
stop spell.
Yeah, like just
The shh.
yeah, the spell. Yeah. So something you may or may not be familiar with, but like it's very like
Violating my rights, you are a god's fay.
and like you're really trying to provoke them unless you roll something and you get a really high number. It's irritating to them, but not. It's like you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to do any of the 4 actions with this.
Yeah,
I'm just
no.
mainly just keeping them busy so that they can go off and talk to the other people or do whatever they're doing.
They've got their head on a swivel.
Yeah, quick question. Speaking of talking to the others, that other one you mentioned that was all shadowy.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get an idea of what kind of fae this individual is, or are they just really good at being stealthy because of their clothes, or is
They're
that like
very
a fae trait they seem to have?
Maybe a little of both.
Okay, but I don't know what type of fae they are,
I mean,
or have I ever heard of someone like this?
that is up to you. I would say let's have you roll a contacts for that because this feels like kind of in that realm. And I'll say like 4. I'll let a 4 happen.
No, definitely not.
No.
Not with a -1.
No. Okay. So, yeah, there's a lot. We've
Yes.
split the party in the room.
Yeah, we all talk to different people.
Yeah, anyway. Cool. All right, wow. Okay.
Listen, you shattered something, and we immediately went.
Yeah.
That was that, really.
Throw all the stuff into the throw all the notes and stuff into the bag.
Yeah, but you were looking at them.
Yes.
What'd you find out?
Nothing.
Oh, I see. Okay. And the little imp guy goes, "Hey, I was reading those.
Oh. I mean, was there one in particular you were reading?
All of them.
I don't think you can read all of them at once.
Don't underestimate me.
I'm not going to underestimate you, but I don't think you can read them all at once.
Watch me.
Like, takes a whole spread of papers and puts them out in front of. They're like they sit cross-legged on the floor and spread them all out, and you watch their head go.
What did they say?
They said that, well, that this is all experimental. Whoa. Neat.
Is there anything in particular? I mean, I could trade you something for those papers.
Oh, I do love getting paid. What you got?
Well, I got a few different things. What kind of things do you like?
What you got?
Well, I have.
And pulls out the, I believe, still have, yeah, the neon yellow,
Or like I have one of these.
An elixir.
Yeah.
Also experimental.
Roll a number for me, please.
I also have one of those. 1 through 6.
Crab die.
Crab die.
Crab die.
Yes, crab die, please.
Where'd my crab die go?
And it can't be a 4.
5.
It's 5.
Okay.
I think I actually gave you the
You gave me
yellow
the-
one, so I'll do the
yeah.
scarlet one. Same thing.
Okay. Great. They give you the papers. They take the elixir and they drink it.
Great.
Right away. Just
I immediately just put all the papers and all the rest of the papers in the area in the fucking bag.
Yeah, can.
So
I
you
gotta
used to
roll a bunch of dice. So this elixir has a provoke of +4.
Oh fuck.
So we'll roll for the elixir first.
Okay.
Go for it. Oh fuck.
-4. I rolled 4 minuses.
Oh my god. So it has a provoke of 0?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I've never rolled 4 of the same
Okay.
before.
And then I need to roll for this fella who does not have a will to defend with. So I just a flat on the dice. So someone roll me flat on the dice to see.
Okay. That's
One.
A 1.
1. Great. Success.
Lemony.
No effect.
That no effect, because if the provoke of the elixir is 4, and you have to defend against it, and that's a +1. So
Can we know what happened if he would have failed?
Yeah. I
yes,
really wanna
absolutely.
know.
So this is the failed elixir of phantom limb. On a failure, you feel as though you have developed another limb in a place it does not belong.
Oh, that would have been really fucked up.
That would have been very fucked
I
up.
mean, he would have been all right. He's already a weirdo.
Yeah,
But, like, it
yeah.
still would have been weird.
Yeah,
Okay. Good to know.
good to know.
That would have been real weird.
So, to him, you just handed him, like, lemon soda.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, it was a nice, refreshing lemon
Worthwhile
lime.
trade, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got all the papers while he's distracted.
Yeah, great. And then he runs over to Lawson and goes,
Lemon.
and Lawson goes, yes, thank you, Quarter. Okay.
Their name is
Their
Quarter?
name is Quarter.
That's wonderful. So, we asked Lawson a question. I don't think we gave him the chance to answer.
No,
We asked what
They
they
watched
were
you
up to.
walk away.
I just noticed the chattery thing. I'll turn around.
Yeah.
Because as you're fucking with them.
Yeah.
Real quick, you were gonna tell us what you were looking into, because we told you what we were looking into. So I want to know if we're on the same page.
There's so much happening right now.
Well,
Bunch of little kids
Yeah.
hopping around.
to fill you in, you can't pick these up because they're fucked up magic. So you try to put them away, and it doesn't work too well.
They shatter.
Got it. Right. Okay. Like big inhale. If you are on your own and Tenerife is not with you, then I can only imagine something as terrible has happened, aside from the wandering and the other things.
I mean,
The-
they're right down the hallway. We could show you.
Right. We're not leaving this room until we find what we're looking for.
Which is?
A bomb.
Okay. You think the bomb's in this room?
The bomb.
The
ears
bomb.
perk up on
You
it,
think
too.
the bomb is in this room?
You think there's one bomb. Right. Okay.
There's more. I'm sorry. What? How many do you think there are?
I don't know,
Why do you think there's more than one?
because the king said that there was.
Why wouldn't the king have told us that?
Maybe you weren't listening.
No, we were. We were told to look for one specific thing.
Well, we were told to look
To be fair, I wasn't
for
listening.
information.
I guess technically, he might have been vague enough that he might have been talking about multiples. But either way, when you say the bomb, are we talking about like... Fuck, okay, what information do you got on it? Because we have been trying to find info on it for the last little bit, and we haven't really found much.
Neither have we.
Okay, alright. Well. Alright, that seems dire. We should probably start looking like now.
Wait, we haven't been looking?
We are, but I didn't realize the urgency of the situation.
Start hopping up and looking at cabinets again.
Open things like
Yeah.
So what led you to think that one would be in this room? How did you come to that
That's what I was wondering. too.
conclusion?
Well, we were inspecting the whole factory
So
until
were we.
this happened.
I mean, we were also, that was also what we came to do, is inspect the factory to try to,
How did you get in?
with Tenerife.
Through the front door?
Yeah.
How long ago?
I don't know, just a little, maybe like
We didn't come in that long ago.
a half hour, maybe? Hour?
Feels like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, why?
Time is funny that way.
Did something happen that's wrong? Did we mess something up?
Well, if 2 guards Fae are in, that's gonna cause some complications, I think.
When did you guys come in?
What kind of complications?
A couple hours ago.
And you also said you were inspecting.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like streaming, like,
Oh.
Okay, let's just be very blunt about this, I guess. What kind of complications are we talking about? And how worried do we need to be?
Could you say you called in reinforcements?
Ah, didn't think of that, did you, Mr. Guardsfair?
Do you fit into a uniform?
A uniform?
Yeah.
What, do you have an extra?
And like,
I mean, I can probably, I'm okay with, sewing and stuff.
and Lawson just like makes one. Like, has imagination
Yeah.
and makes one.
Again, I feel like it's pretty important for us to know what kind of problem this is going to cause.
Well, I mean, it's gonna look like one of us is a fake, or both of us are fake.
Yeah. Depending on what password you used, especially.
What did you use? What did we use?
I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't.
That was Tenerife.
Well, I hope Tenerife is far, far away from here.
Okay, well, either way, to be fair, I assume you did in fact lie and say you were inspecting, which is not what we are here to do, so...
Well, I mean, that's
already
not
knew that
technically
we were-
wrong.
Well, yeah, but it's
We are
also
inspecting.
technically not right either. Whatever. The point is, I mean, we don't have to worry about the law because you are the law.
But I mean, if
No,
What are they
I'm
gonna
not-
do? Tell you you need to leave?
not the local law.
Hmm.
The guards Fae are not constables. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A
We're not
lot
gonna-
of
they're
Kingsguard got involved in my whole case, so it got real murky in there.
Okay, right. We don't need a lesson right now.
All cops are brownies.
Only some of
Did
us.
you just think of that one?
I was thinking earlier about I was
you're
like all
banned
guards
forever. You're not allowed back on the show. Now we're gonna besmirch another. We're just being very racist here.
Oh. Anyways, right. So we're worried about local law showing up and trying to kick us out of here, or arresting us.
The section leech may not be amenable.
Yeah.
I still say that saying reinforcements might be the best option we have.
Did you come in uniform?
I came with Tenerife.
Is Tenerife in uniform?
No.
No.
No, that's just two being like,
No.
Right.
We were nearby, though. Technically.
Nearby.
Around here. We might have just been the closest ones available.
Right, but out of uniform is not gonna help anyone's case.
Meanwhile, Hack is trying to put on that uniform.
and she's gonna look at the uniform and try to
I mean,
study
if you
it.
think whatever you think is funnier.
Oh, I think it's funny that it's like big, because like the guards, they all seem to be really
Yeah,
tall.
they're
whatever.
all pretty tall.
So like the sleeves are hanging down, and
Yeah.
you know the legs, like he couldn't get him over his big boots, so like they're like.
Tu's gonna try to change his outfit into the Guards Fae outfit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just slaps it and
Yeah.
sees.
Do you still have your hood on?
No, he had to take it off because
Oh, that's
Tenerife,
right, to get in. Yes.
It's now in pocket, which would be hidden in the uniform. So
Yeah.
All
Great.
right. So above table, really quick. We're worried about the local guards figuring stuff out in terms of thinking we're fakers, so they're gonna come in and try to take us all away.
more the section leash.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
section leads are gonna be
Section
pissed off.
liege, like even if the
Because
constable.
technically this isn't like
That's-
this is a king sanctioned, but not sanctioned.
Not
in the
well
book.
Yes.
known.
Yeah,
and
it's,
then
I mean, and
also
it's off. You have no way to prove.
Yeah, it's really
it's
really
suspicious as
off.
fuck, and the best case scenario is we are detained. All of us are detained until the section liege gets an okay or a not okay from the king,
From
which
the king.
is at least not there, maybe in dire situation for all we know. But
Yeah.
we now know almost for certain that not in kingdom.
And the
So-
only reason that Lawson believes you is because it's like a mirror
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, like you very clearly they hired very similar
Yeah,
people.
similar
like
people,
what the fuck
yeah.
is going on?
Which
Yeah.
is just the weird outliers.
Yeah,
you know?
you were not part of the group.
Lawson
So-
pointed it out, and two just didn't answer.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like Lawson knows something's up with you specifically. So
All right, so we really don't want anybody to find us in here or know who we are.
which is why the barrier stays up.
Yeah. That being said, do you know what's in the other room? Behind the other barrier? Have you already been in there?
No, it's very strong.
I mean, if we're looking for something real dangerous, that's really hidden, that people don't want us to know about, and it's not in here,
Yeah.
we're
Well,
gonna have to find a way in there. Do you have any idea how to do that?
no.
How did you get in here?
The right next to you, like you feel a presence beside you, and the other fairy who you don't know her name yet, just raises her hand.
Like eyes flick over.
Yeah.
I'm so used to this. Criminals do this shit all the
Yeah.
time. Just look over and just go, you good with magic?
Let me do it above table.
Maybe more of a lock picking kind of situation.
Like there's a little smile on her face.
I'll
I
just
mean, I can try to help. We could maybe work together on it.
I am going to say out of character.
Yeah.
So, I'm talking in code. So there's some maybe disagreement in the room about what to do, how to go, where to go.
Is this room adjacent to the other room? Are they right next door to each other?
They're
or are
across
they
the hall from each other, right?
Yeah, they're like, I was thinking like they're kind of adjacent, but there's probably another room in
Room
the
in between.
middle or something,
Alright.
or just like
Wait,
a wall.
Are they
Or,
on the same wall or the
yeah, I
opposite
was putting them on the same wall.
wall? Oh, but you said there's room in between.
There's something in between.
Yeah. Probably
Structural
couldn't-
integrity.
Couldn't break down the wall.
I mean, if you wanted.
Nah, it'd be
Is there a vent?
Is
what I
there a
was asking.
vent?
Is there a vent?
No,
Damn.
no, there's not a vent.
So
But
if we can
could
find the
there
wall
be a
that's
vent?
adjacent to that wall, I think I have a solution to get us into that room.
I mean, it'll be easier to break through whatever the fuck this place is made of.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to try to like break through the wall, like a tunneling situation, you could certainly start if you wanted.
All right. Well, we will brainstorm ideas for that.
We don't have to brainstorm ideas. I've got this. Get me
Well-
to an adjacent wall.
You're gonna try to eat through it.
And
yeah,
listen,
yeah.
I do like the idea, but just in case there actually is something in here, we need to look for it first.
Fine. Let's look for. Toss this room looking for it.
We need to make sure there's nothing else.
The little imp that comes up next to you and is like, "Ha! Let's toss the room." And Lawson's like, "Quarter, please."
I'm
Quarter
gonna look
no.
at the little shadowy one next
Yeah,
to me and
yeah.
just look over and go. You can see well in the dark, right?
Like, is confused by your question.
Because most of us can't see super well in pitch black or anything. But
Sure.
we kind of established that it worked differently for certain fae.
Yeah, I mean, I think would be if you work in the dark a lot, or
Yeah.
you know, like something along those lines.
And
but
are the lights on and stuff in this room? I, for some reason, imagined the lights were off the whole time. I
not
don't know
necessarily
why.
off, but like low lighting, like non
Emergency lighting.
Yeah, not even emergency, just like low work lighting. Like it's very clear, like an unused room.
Okay.
Just going back to searching the cabinets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna point to some of like the shadowier corners of the room.
Yeah.
And just be like, let's think we check those first, while everyone else checks the lighter spots.
Sure.
We have a plan.
Okay.
What? You got a problem with that?
No?
I just want to make sure we're clearing the room as quick as we can.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what do you think you're gonna find in the corners?
I mean, the thing is, if it's a bunch of fucking shelves and cabinets and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's mostly empty, this room? It's like-
Mostly. Yeah, like not. It was like half built, not used. Not a ton of stuff going on.
I mean, since we're checking the corners specifically, I think the things that would be in the corners would be the stuff that people who are in here probably don't want random people to find.
Sure.
So
Sure.
like, it's like, not a Chimera bomb,
No.
but what it is probably like something illegal.
Plot twist: the chimera bomb's taped to one of the tables
Under the table,
Yep.
and there's a timer on it. No.
That clock
ooh.
we use to tell the time, that's the fucking bomb.
That's the bomb. Okay, so like, what kind of? I want your insight as what you think regular, hardworking fairy citizens would do illegally inside of a regular, hardworking, highly secure establishment. I'm just so curious.
I-
It might not
Office
have been
supplies.
illegal when they started messing with it. Who knows?
You got like a big box full of like paper clips and rubber bands and little binder clips that somebody has definitely hidden there to take home with them.
Oh my god, you're so right.
So like
Office supplies.
office supplies, but like because it's currency, just straight up tax fraud at this
Ooh,
point.
Probably a lot of stuff that's like, because like we're okay with using the stuff in the library, but I think stuff that's like very directly from the readers like themselves.
Yeah.
Super like not cool.
No,
because we
very
don't want
illegal.
we do not want anybody to ever think that they can do that.
Yeah.
So probably something like, you know, like an aglet of a shoelace.
Okay, yeah,
Or
yeah.
like a keychain.
Sure.
Or a key itself, because
Somebody's-
those humans are going to come back and look for the keys.
Yeah,
we don't
yeah,
want
yeah,
those.
yeah,
we don't
yeah.
want them to get the keys. A little Tamagotchi.
A big Tamagotchi.
It's like a TV-sized Tamagotchi.
I wonder if maybe this is things that had been caught up in like Inspirer's nets that they had been like setting aside and like being like, well, we got to report this. What do we do with this?
I don't want
A
to do the
nail clipper?
paperwork.
Yeah, I don't want to do the paperwork.
What do I carry in my pockets? A container of lip balm.
Sure.
That stuff. It's like mystical stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Anything that's gotten
That's some weird shit
reader
I carry in
DNA
mine.
on it is
Yeah.
gonna be weird.
Maybe some kind of like a laser pointer.
Oh God.
That's
okay.
that's a weapon.
spools?
A laser
Yeah.
pointer will kill you.
An
Yeah.
entire spool of wire.
Ooh, yeah, that you would carry that, wouldn't you?
Let's play a portion of Health Piss Experience called What's in Your Pocket?
Legitimately a pocket knife, like a pocket multi-tool.
Okay, sure.
Oh my god,
I'll
Yeah.
take a
that'd be big too.
Yes.
That's like a full-on
It's
pole
like-
arm to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a small, like
Probably
the
several
small
coins.
Yeah, one of the small.
Coins.
coins. All right. Yeah, there's a whole. Okay.
Little itty bitty glasses screwdriver.
Okay. The criminal you're with grabs something pointy and like immediately pockets it. And you don't like you see it one minute and then it's gone the next. Yeah, like real good sleight of hand.
Yeah, I'll just be checking for whatever else they got and find some. I don't know, probably like a. I mentioned nail clipper. That's the only thing I can think of for some reason. My brain says
Yeah,
that.
sure.
Just like a big fucking crunching. Like it's like the jaws of life for fairies. I just kind of pick the thing up and
Yeah.
I'm like, flip it back around so I can close
Yeah.
it properly.
Put it-
Sling it over the back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got a nail file on it. That's
Yeah.
dangerous, and it's like huge.
Yeah, huge. And I think as you guys are poking around, wherever you're poking around, you hear a little mischievous giggle, and then the sound of like machinery turning on.
Oh god.
Two looks over.
What'd you just do?
Turned it on.
Okay. Do you know what it does?
And just as like she's gonna be like saying something, wow, and like has to like duck under. It's like swinging an arm wildly. It's very clearly broken, not in use, doing wrong things, and so it's become the knife tentacle.
Oh,
Oh god, how are you gonna turn it off?
You can't turn it off. It's in motion now. It's got like a sharp claw at the
Oh,
end
no.
that's like trying to grab things.
okay. All
Why
right.
did they build it? It
It's,
just
it's
feels like a
made
terrible
out of
design.
like I don't know Lego parts, like very very much like a
It's
Probably
a
gonna be like
Lego
a
robotics
centrifuge for
kit.
making the.
yeah. It's a Lego robotics kit.
Maybe we should grab that laser pointer. Maybe we could defend ourselves with it.
Great. Okay.
Oh, dear.
So I'm gonna put you guys all in combat.
Gasp!
Just touch
Unless
with
you
your sword.
unless you don't want to, but
Well, I mean, we gotta stop this thing.
you
or
gotta
else it's gonna
stop
kill
it.
us
It's
all.
like it's whipping wildly at the half-made spells and like,
Oh, that could blow shit up.
yeah, it's like all over the place. So we're
Well,
going
shit.
to we're gonna call this the we'll just call it the experimental processing machinery EPM.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Why not?
This is fine.
And
That's no biggie, I'm sure.
great. So let's we want to roll some turn order, or we want to do that?
Sure.
And I'll roll for my
Sure.
guys.
I don't know how we're doing this. Am I just telling you the number I got total?
So turn order is going to be notice is going to be the highest. So
Ah, okay. 4.
4. Okay.
Whoa.
1.
Okay.
I'm too distracted by the fact that it is swinging
Isn't
at
it
the.
technically a 0?
Oh yeah, no, it's a 0 because
Okay.
it's 2
0.
negatives.
0.
It's even
Also a
worse. I got
4.
a 0.
What's your
notice shit.
athletics with that? With that.
Oh, my athletics with that would be a total of 5.
Okay. What's your athletics with the total?
With the bonus from what I just rolled?
Yeah.
5.
My God. Okay. What's your physique with that?
5.
My physique with, I mean, it's the same as athletics. It's still
My
5.
God, your skills, they're killing me. Smalls. All right.
I have a bonus to my athletics checks. I have a +2 bonus to my athletics checks that are speed based. Does that count?
Sure, yeah. I'm giving you, I'm going to make it yours higher. I need difference because that's how turn order works. Can someone roll for Lawson, please?
You want to go for it?
Sure.
Wow, not bad.
It's a +2.
Okay, so that's a 4. Roll for quarter, please.
Neutral. 0.
0. Great. 2 and quarter, you're neck and neck. You'll have to figure out.
I have a 4 in athletics.
Okay,
so.
then yeah, you're above quarter.
I forgot you were so fucking fit.
Yeah. I never stop.
And then roll for Hawk, please.
Hawk?
-2.
So 0.
They're
again.
distracted by the shiny thing they just found.
Hawk also got a 0. Okay. Hawk fades into the shadows.
Nope.
Yeah, not dealing with that one. Okay, great. Broker, then you are first against this.
Okay, so
Thing.
just to get in that visual, it's in like the center of the room, yeah?
Yeah.
So basically, gigantic claw machine, a bunch. Does it have more than one, or like just one limb? Or
There's
what?
one operating right now. It very clearly was set up on like an assembly line kind of deal. There's parts of it that are just not finished. There are parts that are not on.
Okay. So in that case, I feel like the best way to disable a machine that is partially working is, I mean, obviously you'd want to get to the controls. I feel like that just makes the most sense. Or you could try to destroy it. So
Could turn it off or destroy it. So
I
you
mean,
know.
what those are the two options really. So my thought process is, well, there's probably wires in this thing, some kind of, I don't know, some kind of connecting system where there's at least tubes or something.
Sure.
And I just picked up a nail clipper.
Yeah.
I don't want to use my paperclip sword because that would cause untold destruction.
Correct.
Or the mouse trap would just hit the side of the tree and just go. Psh.
Or if this thing is lighter, then it would just make a way out of the imagination factory.
Yeah, but we can't. We don't want to do that right now. We'll do that later
Okay.
when someone gets in our way, and then we obliterate them.
I see.
I have what is effectively a disintegration sword, but in the most fucked up way possible. Anyways, yeah.
I don't know. Cedar is still kicking.
So I'm gonna run in there towards where the base of the machine is. Towards basically, if it's unfinished, I imagine there's like open parts to it. So I'm gonna leap in onto the conveyor belt that's there and kind of slide a little bit and just grab that nail clipper off my back and just try to get in there and snip the whatever connecting wires or system is in there. If there's like even thin pieces of plastic, I'm gonna try to break those.
Snip, snip, something.
Okay.
Assume that's just a fight.
Yes, please.
So that is going to be a 5.
All right. I need a roll for me, please.
-3.
Wow.
Okay. I'm spending the fate point I get.
Oh no.
And I'm just gonna spend it on the world aspect of imagination runs wild.
Reroll.
For me, what did you say?
-3.
No, what did you say? Your
Oh, 5.
5. Yes.
-1.
Okay.
Effectively +2.
Okay. So there's a boost on the scene,
Hell yeah.
and so I'm gonna call it slowed.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, it's a magic machine thingy, so it
Yeah.
probably, even if I cut all the wires, probably doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
It's just gonna go nuts.
But I'm gonna put that because I also got a 5. So that's a tie. Okay. Great.
That's
I
something.
didn't even roll for this guy in the turn order. Oh well.
Who?
The arm.
Oh, that's important. Do you want me to just?
No, I'm gonna just place the arm at the bottom because it's just doing its thing. So, yep. So Hackenslash, then you're
Dancing
next.
wildly.
Great.
Oh god.
Hackenslash
Tentacle.
reaches back to grab his pike and then realizes it's not there. And he just barrels headlong at this thing and is going to try to create an advantage
Okay.
by grabbing the thing and holding on to it and slowing it down.
Even
So that's
more. Yeah.
Even more, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can use this boost if you want.
Right. But Hackenslash is going to compel his starving redcap because his hat is getting very dry, and so he is not as fleet of foot and as able to do things as he otherwise would.
So that would mean that you don't have to roll. You'll take a fate point and you're not going to succeed. Like that's how
Yeah.
that would work.
Yeah.
So you try.
So yeah, so Hack lunges in there to try to grab onto this thing, and you guys, he does seem to be moving more slowly than he normally would, and one of the things just flailing just kind of
Across the room.
bats him aside, and he kind of rolls, and
Yeah.
Splat up against the wall like that. Ow!
Like a cartoon.
You okay?
Yeah. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay. Can someone roll for Lawson, please?
Negative 1.
Okay. So that would be a 2 for Lawson, and then we're gonna roll for the arm, please, and thank you.
Go for it. Whoa.
+1.
Yikes. Yikes.
Does this thing have a huge
That's-
bonus?
The arm has a fight of 6, which means that's a 7.
Lawson dies.
Lawson,
Splat. Just
Lawson's gonna take a hit, that's for sure.
Lawson's gonna re-roll. I'm gonna spend another fate point and invoke acting captain of the King's Guard. Because if Tenerife can do it, I can do it.
yeah, because that just works for everything.
It works for everything.
That's the all-purpose one. -1.
Okay, great. Still a
not
2.
the same exact roll.
All right. Well, I think then
I'm sorry.
that is how that works. So, okay, so we're gonna take. That is so many shifts of damage. Luckily,
I'm sure they're fine.
they are fine. But they have a. Well, we're gonna do. So we're gonna.
They're gonna get
the
a cool
machine
scar.
strips them of their rank. Pulls the pin right off their
Pulls
chest.
the insignia right off. No, they're gonna take a stress of 2 and then a consequence of
Ooh.
4.
Oof.
No.
So that would
6
be a moderate.
right now. Yeah, because their shift damage is 5.
Oh shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Because 7 and 2 is 5. So if I take 2, that's a shift of 3, which means their consequence is 4. Great. Cool. So
So moderate.
yes, it's a moderate consequence, and we're gonna call it. I mean, I think sliced and diced is what I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
But they get like a huge gash from like their at an angle from their face to their arm,
Ow.
like their shoulder.
Man, I really want to feel bad about that. I'm working on it. My empathy score is 0.
Great. Great. Okay. And that means that 2 is next.
Oh boy. Question.
Yes.
Would you consider this arm to be trash or useless?
No, it very clear it was built with a purpose.
Okay, but like right now in its current state, would you consider it to be trash or useless?
No.
Damn. Okay.
I
Well,
think it's very useful if your goal is to murder people.
I think also that it's just in disuse, not useless.
yeah. Yeah, I was just
No.
thinking just disrepair, trash. I tried. Okay.
No.
I don't know if I want to get close to it to try to just take it apart or just try to grapple it. I just try to grapple it.
Sure, try to grapple it.
That would be athletics in this case.
Yeah, or physique.
Athletics.
I'll allow it.
Okay, please. So that's 2.
Good.
That's actually a 6.
Okay.
It comes out to
And
a 6.
then I need someone to roll me flat for the arm, please.
1.
7.
Shit.
So
Oh
there's-
fuck.
yeah. So if you're now,
Yes.
if you are doing a grapple, I will allow that to be create an advantage, right? Because you're creating the advantage grappled. So you can. No, you can't do that. Sorry, the overcome is the only thing you could do at a serious cost or minor cost. I keep forgetting. Yeah, so that would be a shift of 1 unless you want to invoke something.
You can invoke one of our boosts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
Oh, that
could
is
use
true.
a boost.
Could I do the EMP slowed?
Yeah.
EPM.
EPM. Dang it.
I know. That's why it's fun. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you can take 2. So that'll be a shift of
3? You should have-
1.
Because I was at
6.
6.
Right.
And that got 7.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a shift of 1 damage. Let's just say it's an attack
Yeah.
of that.
You hold it
Just
down.
unless you're trying to, unless I guess if we're saying grappled, do you want to create the advantage grappled? Because that would be an advantage other people could invoke.
That's true.
So if you're a success at 1, you get 1 free invocation. If we're saying that's a grappled.
Because I mean, the thought is that it would grab it and then it'd like loop around and start getting tangled up in it.
Sure. Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
let's just say this is created advantage then.
Yeah.
I think
That would make more sense.
this makes more sense. Yeah. So we're putting grappled on as an aspect on the arm, and you get 1 free invocation, but you can invoke it for a cost for a fate point later on if we need to. All right, Quarter's gonna get in on this because she is having
Sorting
a
out.
great time.
She's the one who fucked it up.
Yeah, she's having a great time. Her aspect is hair trigger mischief creator. She's having a great time.
They definitely feel very Muppety in my head. there's
Love the Muppet.
some little, or that little rat guy from
Rizza?
no in like Star Wars who sits on Jabba the Hutt's shoulder or whatever.
Oh yeah.
He's
Yes.
just his only thing is he goes "Ah!" like that's all he does.
Yeah. Okay, I need a roll for Quarter, please.
2.
All right, so that's a 6.
Damn,
And then a roll for the arm, please.
Oh.
2.
2. All right.
I saw 3 pluses. I got scared.
So
It's okay. There was 1 negative to bounce it out.
Yeah, that's a 8 versus 6.
It's almost like fighting a gigantic factory machine is difficult.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you extra help.
It's just a little bit rough.
It's not working very well, huh?
I'm afraid our extra help's all gonna die. They're gonna get ripped apart by this machine.
I mean, the thing about the way that these fights go is you can concede at any time, right? You don't have to fight it till it's. You can just
Yeah,
like
we can just
And
leave.
taken out
away,
doesn't
yeah.
necessarily mean
Bye.
dead either.
Yeah. So I think Quarter gets caught in all of it and takes the 2. I mean, there's enough stress. There's stress available for that.
That's a good point. The only reason we need to turn this off is because we need to try to find the Chimera bomb in the room, right? That's the only reason?
I think so.
Okay.
Just
Conferring. on
just
slide.
thinking about that.
Okay. Hawk is not going to do anything. Hawk's out.
Hawk's like, nah, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, valid.
Yeah. Some
Hawk pre-conceded.
self-preservation here.
Yeah.
So arm gets to go.
Arm turn.
Arm turn.
I'm really worried about the arm turn.
Can the arm hit everybody in the room?
No.
Okay, just only certain people.
Yeah, if you're approaching it, it's
Okay.
a defend
So
basically.
yeah, you can back up to the walls and it won't hit you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
long ranging this.
Yeah.
I could still be yanked in, I guess, but
Yeah.
I'm holding it.
So for reference, those are count as different zones, right?
Yeah, I would say zone 1 is where the arm is, and zone 2 is outside of the
I'm
reach.
just trying
of the,
trying to learn the game terms.
Yeah, outside of the reach of the arm would be zone 2. I guess so. Then who is in zone 1 currently?
I mean, most of us. I think
Yeah.
everybody except for Hawk, yeah?
I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not there?
No, I threw the grappling hook.
You did. I forgot.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
I could totally be yanked in very
Yeah,
easily, but I am not currently.
You're not in the zone.
No.
Hackenslash got thrown. Lawson's in the zone, and Quarter is in the zone,
And
I'm in the zone.
and you're in
Broker's
the
in the
zone. And
I'm right next to the thing.
Broker's in the zone. Okay.
in the zone.
In the zone. I'm not in the zone. I'm thinking too hard. Okay. So I think what makes the most sense is the arm is going to just based off of mechanics get caught like fighting against the
Yeah.
grappling hook, you know, the arm and the rope and all of that.
It's wrapping it
So-
around itself.
Yeah. So let's have the arm fight 2 here.
Oh no.
Arm versus
Arm
2.
versus 2.
It's not going to go very well.
Dun,
In
dun,
my realm, it's not going to go
Little
very well.
guy versus giant fucking machine.
versus arm. Okay, yeah, let's give that a go.
Roll.
Great. I don't want to roll. I'm rolling what
What is
exactly?
this, a fight?
This is a fight. I mean, it's all fight.
Wow. Look at that.
That's a 1.
Okay, that's a 1. You can re-roll. You've got grappled.
Yeah, I'm going to
So we'll use the free one. Because, yeah, you don't have to do anything with that one.
Okay, that's a 3.
Okay. Roll for arm.
Oh, that's gonna be painful.
Flat.
Flat. Okay. 6. So 3 shifts.
Shit.
Does that mean you take the damage, or does that mean you just lose your grappling hook? Because they're not in the same zone, right? So technically, can he even take the damage?
I could be yanked in.
Yeah, I think that would be maybe the damage is just you move the zone,
Yeah, I get yanked in.
yanked
so.
into the zone.
I hate. I know it.
Do I get actual damage or just
No, I'll
yanked?
say
Okay.
we'll just say you get yanked in. I think that's fine for me.
Okay, great.
Now
Now I'm in immediate danger.
danger. All right, Broker, you're next.
Okay. I can tell that 2 is having some trouble, and I can tell that this machine might theoretically accidentally murder all of us, especially given that it fucking did so much damage to
Lawson.
Lawson.
Yeah, Lawson's having a bad time.
So I'm quickly looking around this thing, and I think what I'm noticing is that as like the way that the machine is built, especially with the fact that it's unfinished, I imagine there's probably these gigantic fluid tanks somewhere on the damn thing for something. I don't know what that something is, mind you, just for creativity's sake.
Sure.
It's hydraulic.
And I sort of quickly speed up, like right up to the top where those things are, and I just very fast, my tail just smacks off the lid of one of these things, and I reach into my bag going, what can I put in there that would fuck up all of this? And the only thing I could find is that yellow elixir. My hope is that this will absolutely fuck up whatever magic's inside this machine by putting a different magic inside the machine.
Or we
So-
could give it a boost.
Yeah,
When
it's a robot. Probably won't. It'll probably just fuck it up.
when did you get this elixir? This was-
Two gave it to me a while ago.
Why? I'm just-
Because to try to help them with when they were gonna capture the
Yeah, I've been keeping track of my
Okay.
inventory. It's been there since then.
the what? I'm just
when
trying
they
to
were
remember.
trying to capture the Fae to like actually get into.
Oh, the Inspirer. Yeah. Okay. Well, roll a crab, and you can't do 4 or 5.
I don't have a crab.
I probably have your crab then.
Oh, that
Damn
would
it.
explain it. The most cocked 6 you've ever seen in your life.
Okay, great. Oh no.
Listen, it's a
no.
machine. It could damage it instead.
Yes, that is true.
I don't think it would
So,
affect a machine the same way.
It's
But it's
fate.
also
it's
a
fate. I'm just gonna have it
magic.
do what the mechanics I have say it does. So roll a fight roll for the elixir, and the elixir gets a +4.
Okay, 6.
Okay, and then someone roll me for the arm and the
A 1.
a 1. So that's a 7. So the arm wins.
Do I want the elixir to win? Can I use an invoke on this or something?
If you can spend a fate point.
I don't have a fate point. Do I? Shoot. Fuck. Okay, no.
Okay.
Does that mean it just doesn't do anything?
You tell me what this does. I'll tell you what I've written, which is it's a failed elixir of healing.
My idea is that if it fails,
Right.
Then
It's
it
a
would
fight
do the
roll
opposite.
It's a fight roll to defend, and so the arm won
So it would do
against. So I just feel like it
nothing.
wouldn't do anything.
yeah, I
Changes
feel like
it a bright neon yellow.
Yeah, it's like
I mean, the idea is, if anything, the liquid inside it would be some either like hydraulic system or maybe some kind of like, maybe like an oil that keeps it like moving efficiently. So if
Sure.
anything, it probably just starts getting it's
Makes the oil, the hydraulic fluid is now lemon flavored.
yeah. Not only is it lemon flavored, it's also way creakier. So now the
Yeah.
whole machine is going.
which is going to draw people to the door real soon.
And the idea was that it would slow it down. It
Yeah.
did not.
It did not.
I tried.
Yeah, an attempt was made.
The attempt was made.
No,
All right,
don't have that anymore.
Hackenslash, what are you doing?
Hackenslash is going to pick himself up and using his boots. He has a stunt called Right Where I Wanted, so he can ignore all situational aspects that impede movement and can just place myself in any zone because I had enough time to get there.
Yep.
So he's just gonna all of a sudden be zoop, right back up by this thing.
Yeah.
And he is going to attempt once again to just grab this arm and hold it and keep it from flailing around so somebody
Sure.
can get to the controls and shut it off.
Sure. Yeah, are you doing anything aside, like, that just gets you to the zone, right?
That just gets me
Okay,
in the zone. Yep.
perfect. Then,
And it doesn't cost a fate point. If I were to use it again in the scene, it would be I could spend a fate point to do it again. But
yeah, okay, cool. Then I'm going to just a fight, I imagine.
well, I'm gonna try to.
Oh, you're creating an advantage.
I'm creating an advantage, and I want to use physique to grab this thing.
Sure.
Because I'm a grappler, I get +2 to physique rolls made to create advantages on an enemy by wrestling or grappling with them.
Love it.
Question, can you
I'm
hurt it? It's not
What?
alive.
Can you hurt? I
you're-
can't provoke it, I don't think.
No, I meant like your gauge stops you from hurting people.
So
Right.
it's not a people.
But
No,
can
it's
you
not
hurt
people.
this?
No, I could beat the crap out of
Okay.
this.
That's all I wanted to know.
Let Hackenslash beat the crap out of it.
Yeah, but this thing has a fight of 6, so Hack
Yeah.
is gonna.
Yeah.
Might not go well.
Yeah. So I got a +2 on this roll.
I also have a fight.
That's going to be flat on the
got a
dice.
fight
So
I
my
only do it for the
physique is a 3. So it's going to be a total of 5.
Okay.
So I got a 5.
Okay. Let's.
I'm sorry. Wait. No. Yes. Yeah. 5 total.
Do you have any fate points?
I do.
Okay. You might want to.
Well, I get to see what the result is
Yes.
before I decide to do it.
I'm
right?
just as
Oh,
a
I know.
suggestion. Yeah. Someone roll for me for the arm, please.
Got it.
No, minus
That's
one.
a
Minus 1. 5. Great. So, when you tie at creating an advantage, it's a boost.
Yep.
Or we could add a free invocation to this one, which I think makes the most sense.
What would happen if I, rather than tied, I had 2 shifts of success?
Then you have a free invocation on an advantage.
All right. Cool.
Do you want to just add it to this one since this is also grappled? Like it's more,
yeah,
it's
that's-
more
that's fine.
We're
grappled.
tying the shit out of
Yes.
this thing.
Yeah.
Right. Now I do have another one of my stunts that I've never gotten to use because I can't beat the crap out of people. Curb Stomp, when granted a boost, inflict a mild consequence instead.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Okay.
instead of
Getting
well,
a-
this is not a boost. This is a free invocation.
I thought that was.
Oh, I thought if I just tied it, you said I got.
Oh
a
yeah.
boost.
So if you don't spend,
don't spend
if you
it-
don't spend and you get a boost, then yes, then absolutely.
All right.
You want to just do that?
That makes sense.
You want to curb stomp this thing to death?
I'm gonna curb stomp this thing.
Curb stomp this thing to death.
So I reach up, I grab it, and as it's wrestling around, I just pull back and with my big hobnail Hackenslash boots, just stomp right where the thing is, like where the arm is attached to the thing. Right on that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Great. Absolutely. Okay, that's the end of that for sure. The arm falls down. You maybe hear a little sigh of disappointment from Quarter in the corner. Now this is where we're at. Hawk reemerges. Lawson's having a time. And then the rest of you are where you're at. So...
Thanks for all the help, shadow person who ducked out of the way.
She's untangling that.
Yeah. They flip you a bird. Yeah. She's like, yeah, whatever. I'm in
Well.
one piece.
It's more than I could say for your boss there.
Huh. Yeah. You doing okay?
I'm fine.
Yeah. Just have a seat. Yeah.
They're already sitting there, like barely upright. And they are attempting to on themselves.
I'm gonna lean over to where 2 is and just be like, all right, you can just tell me if we should not do this, but like, do we trust this guy at all?
I mean,
Like, I'm 50-50. I don't know if we should like them or not.
they could have left us in here and locked us in here, and they didn't.
Yeah. It's hard to tell if we're on the same team or not.
2 looks at like the other 2 that are with him. I was like,
I mean, the situation looks similar.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean we're on the same team.
While you're
Also,
having
they
that
were-
conversation,
they're
Hack is
aligned-
just over there stomping on this thing and kicking it. And
They're
Crushing
aligned-
it.
hard.
It's all like completely razor thin flat now.
Well, I mean, it's aligned with the time that we think that the king may have gone missing.
Missing. Except the king went missing less than a day after we got our mission, right? Or was it within the day?
Was a
Was it-
day.
was it
You
the
got
next
a
day?
note a day after.
Yeah.
Roughly a day after.
Right. So these people would have been, if they were assigned a mission,
They were assigned
would have
a
been
mission.
after the king vanished. Whatever
They had
happened.
been on their mission for
4.5 days.
4 days.
4.5 days.
Which means that this would have been
1.5.
right.
Yeah.
Still after the king went missing, I think. Technically, story-wise, I'm trying to keep track of just enough time.
After you got the note, I will say that.
No, yeah. Because I mean, technically,
I mean, the note could have been wrong.
You still haven't identified who wrote the note.
true.
Just information we have and don't have.
So, I mean, do we want to trust him or not? Because if we're not going to trust them and we don't want them to get in our way, I hate to say it, but now would be the time to do something about it.
I think we trust them far enough to be able to get out at least.
Yeah, maybe work with them to get out.
Yeah.
All right.
Because worst case scenario, we get out. Best case scenario, we are on the same team.
But if it comes down to us all getting out and us using them as a distraction so that we can get out, we'll be doing that. If it comes down to the wire.
I guess if it comes down.
Look, they got here before we did. They'll look more legitimate than we will.
You guys can have this conversation at full volume because Hackenslash is like,
Yeah.
Jump, 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 boom, boom.
That's
smash,
true.
smash,
That's
smash,
true.
smash, smash. Thump, thump, thump.
at the quarter.
Hackenslash looks over at the captain there,
Yeah.
who got smacked around a bit. Is
Yeah.
he bleeding by any chance?
Oh yeah.
Oh, just a moment here. Let's see if we can do something about applying some direct pressure.
Absolutely. And
Staunch
I'd
your
say at
wounds
least
there a
you,
bit.
you jump off and do that, and then Quarter like starts jumping on the thing.
But instead of tongue, it's like ting, ting,
Yeah.
ting,
Ding, 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 ding.
I'd say at least throw them in the bag, but maybe not further.
All right. Fair enough. All right. So we're going. We're not killing them.
Right. Let me just remind you that 2 just pulled a skeleton.
Oh
out of
yeah,
the
no.
bag. Great. Cool.
All right.
I'm worrying about who you're becoming to.
A good guy.
Oh no.
Look at that face.
No, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, no, okay, just making sure we're on the same page. I want to make sure we're all thinking the same stuff. All right, so now the machine's gone, and you have stomped the machine to what I can only assume is less than a millimeter.
God,
Did
that
I
felt
get? Did
good,
I
let me
get
tell ya.
them? Did I get it fully untangled before? It
Oh,
spent-
before it got squashed? I don't know. Were you paying attention to this?
Hell no. I was not at all paying attention. I was
Two
just-
goes to pull it more. Looks for like the rest of the. I'm assuming the hook is just completely smashed around. Like,
No, the hook's probably not smashed, but probably like it's just metal folded on top of it. It's probably
oh yeah, it's
inextricably
probably
kind of
like
Yeah.
tangled up. in the-
tangled, and he's just
Yeah.
like, ow. And he goes like in to just cut the rope.
He's like, I'm gonna have to make a new one now. It's fine. Don't have a grappling hook for now. It's fine.
I'm gonna quickly look around the room and see if I can't find any other like metal bits that I could give him because I feel really bad all of a sudden.
He's gonna start looking in the bag again. Like,
I'll pull out like I'll find one of those like it's clearly like used to be one of those small paper clips,
Sure.
but it has been like unfolded and like refolded when somebody tried to fix it like
Yeah.
way too many times.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like a tangled mass of wire
Yeah.
that just kind of sucks.
Sure.
But I'll just kind of like have that and be like, hey, it's not ideal.
I mean,
It's sort of like it's kind of like a tangled paper clip.
it'll help. I could probably use it to secure it on, if nothing else.
Yeah, the joints might be
Yeah.
a little flimsy, but you can kind of twist it onto it. So I'm not great at this, to be honest. I don't usually make a lot of my own stuff, but you know.
I mean, here.
he pulls out what it is, which is the jack. He's like,
Oh.
Oh,
Hack. Would you mind if I borrowed this for a little?
And Hack kind of looks up and looks at your little rope with nothing on the end of it and looks over and sees this smashed up thing.
And the really shitty paperclip.
2. I'm terribly sorry if I damaged your hook. By all means, I was saving that for I don't know what, but no, you're welcome to it. Please utilize that.
Just temporarily until I find.
No, it's yours now.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, I obviously damaged your hook, and I didn't mean to do that, and I just need to be more conscious of what I'm doing. I just let my emotions get the better of me. It felt so good to be able to actually vent my frustrations on something and not have to worry about the stupid spell.
No, I mean, it definitely worth it. I mean,
Yeah.
always can make another hook, so. But
You know-
thank you.
If we get out of all this shit, maybe we could, I don't know, make some training dummies or something that you could beat the shit out of. To sort of get that out of your system.
Oh, this training dummy's going to try to kill me.
I mean, 2?
We could probably at least have him come, at you.
Yeah, let's see. I don't know. Appreciate the thought, but
Yeah, just trying to kind of like find alternatives.
Q sits down and
if you can make
starts-
training dummies that bleed, that'd be great.
We'll have to work on that one.
If we put like potions or stuff, we can make it look like.
Anyways, moving on.
Moving on.
We're gonna check the whole room. We're gonna
Sure.
fucking try to find this chimera bomb.
You check the whole room top to bottom. There's nothing in there aside from failed experiments and broken, smashed robots and, all kinds of things. And the other group of fairies is also, they're trying to assist, they're trying to help, but clearly we're coming up empty. We don't have anything, we have nothing. Lawson is kind of resigned and does like a, all right, well, and then goes to take the barrier off the door. That's where I'm going to pause us for now.
Oh boy.
Because we are at a great stopping point. And that's where I'm going to say we're at. So tune in next week and see what happens next. Thank you for watching. I'm going to turn this very tense music off.
It was tense.
I liked
It's
it.
very
It was great.
tense.
Thank you. Thank you, Abby Kovic and Sirenscape, for that very tense, amazing music. I really liked it. Thank you for watching. Hell, hit, experience. Could I talk, please?
Yeah.
Stop packing up. They're going to leave the studio before I'm even done with the outro.
See you guys. We're out. Bye.
Peace. Okay. Thank you for watching. Very special thanks to Molly alone in the control room today. I need extra special shout outs to Molly in
Hell
the
yeah.
Twitch chat, in the Discord, in the VOD comments on YouTube. Please and thank you. Mwah. Okay. Special thanks to Community Access Media for the use of their facilities and equipment. And once again, thanks to you for watching. We will see you next week. Goodbye.